concerning Becky Eneche's submission concerning tithe. That is the wife to Paul Eneche. Before I make my candid submission, which I hope will put a lasting solution to the people that are emboldened and enslaved by the only part of the Bible that they use in putting them in perpetual bondage, please listen to the very useless and threatening submission from this woman, a mother, someone you will think will have sense of humanity. I will be right back. Thank you.
Paying of tithes, paying your tithes, returning God's portion must be done consistently. Every time you miss your your tithe, you go back to square one. The ones you did before becomes nullified. It's like you press a delete button, bam. And all the work you did before, bam. Have you ever been typing? You are typing something, and I don't know, maybe somebody entered the room or something, mistakenly, you have typed enough text. The content of what you've typed is sufficient, and you are not saving as you are typing. Then suddenly you press delete, bam. Hey! You can imagine how that feels. Now, what more of such a thing as your tithes? It was an unnegotiable requirement of the children of Israel. And it is still their practice.
Going straight to the point, welcome back. Malachi chapter 3. I will quickly paraphrase because of the short time I have in this video. So bring all the tithings. Bring everything into the house of God. Even though these good for nothing useless men have made you to believe that those buildings under which they buried so many charms to enslave you, to put you in bondage, is the church. You are the church. That is number one. So bring everything so that there may be food in my house, and the rest, if I will bless you, I will rebuke cankerworms. Even though you've been paying this tithe for donkey years, there is no cankerworm that has been rebuked. The only thing that you'll have done is just to be accountable, just to be prudent in your spending and know what comes in, what is going out. That is the only thing that can save you, not paying tithe. Now it says bring everything and use this to test me and everything. We all know the rest of the story. But yet when you fast forward to New Testament, it says that on that day, some people will come and say, have we not done this in your name? Have we not done that in your name? He says, I will tell them that Jesus will tell this to that, depart from you, you workers of iniquity. I do not know you. He says, why? We did this in your name, we performed it. He said, no. But Jesus will say that when he was hungry, they didn't give him food. When he was thirsty, they didn't give him water. When he didn't have a place to rest his head, they did not invite him to come and sleep under their roof. And I remember when we were small, thanks to Dr. Chief Ogumefun who built this school, Trinity Home Nursery and Primary School, says, whatsoever you do to the least of my brother, that you do unto me. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. Now enter into the house of my father. Okay? Now, they will not tell you. Only those who are doing this to their neighbors will enter therein into the rest of the Father. Now, coming back to Deuteronomy chapter 14, let's read this. I am responding to Becky Eneche. And after this Bible verse, I will curse you, I will curse your generation. And every pastor that has been collecting tithe from poor Nigerians hitherto. Deuteronomy chapter 14, let's take it from verse 22. Deuteronomy 14 from verse 22. Every year you shall certainly tithe, that is a third of all the yield of your seed which is produced by your field. You shall eat the tithe you shall what? You shall eat. Baba Adeboye, Oyedepo Kumuyi Olukoya, all of you will not read this to your church members. Ole ninyo. Bible says you shall eat the tithe of your grains, your new wine, your oil, and the firstborn of your head and your flock before the Lord God in the place where he chooses to establish his name. Meaning that if you're going to redeem, God might show you any market around your house where he chooses to bless and uplift and glorify his name. Okay, let me go ahead because of time. So that you may learn to fear and worship the Lord your God with all filled reverence and profound respect always. If the place where the Lord your God chooses to set his name is a great distance from you, and you are not able to carry your tithe because the Lord your God has blessed you with such an abundance, then you shall exchange your tithe for money and take the money in your hand to go to the place of worship, okay, which the Lord your God chooses. Verse 26 now, you may spend the money for anything your heart chooses or desires, for oxen or sheep or wine, meaning that you can use your money to drink wine, okay, or other strong, somebody say strong, I can't tell you, somebody say strong drink, or anything else you want. You shall eat there in the presence of the Lord of your God, and rejoice, you and your household. Finally, verse 27, also you shall not neglect the Levite who is within your city gates, for he does not have a share or an inheritance among you. Baba Adeboye Oye